Morning, everyone. It's time for another public service announcement from your friendly neighborhood Killaman. It's recently come to my attention that there's a great many self-professed healers online offering human beings who are suffering mental, emotional, somatic support, while at the same time hiding the ball. What's hiding the ball, you ask? Good question. It means leaving out the most important piece of information you can have when it comes to getting free of suffering, whether in marketing, context giving, or mentoring. And that key piece of information, of course, is this: the mechanism of emotional repression, along with the buried emotions it keeps buried and the beliefs, worldviews, and identities it creates, is the root of suffering. Now, whether these healers hide the ball on accident, meaning they don't know about the root of suffering, or on purpose, meaning they do know, but they hold it back for some reason, the outcome is the same. People get confused, misled, and sometimes even swindled or hurt. So, in order to avoid any of that happening in your life, here's a handy list of 10 things to watch for that I've entitled, since I seem to love red flags so much, Red Flags of Emotionally Repressed, quote, Healers. Number 1, identity. This explains the quotes. Watch for when people actually refer to themselves as healers, or what they do as healing, instead of calling it what it really is, which is aiding and supporting people in learning how to bring themselves out of emotional repression. It's not necessary to say healers or healing because technically there's nothing to heal. You're not wounded, you're unconscious and repressed. And to come out of suffering means to make the unconscious conscious. It's like you've had your eyes shut and your breath held for decades, and so the person helping you come out of that isn't healing any wounds. They're helping you learn how to open your eyes and breathe all by yourself, so it puts them out of a job. 2, needism. Emotionally repressed healers try to get their unmet needs for safety, love, and survival met by helping and healing. You can test this by watching to see if your healer or helper has any boundaries or limits around too much one-on-one support or too little mentoring you in learning how to resolve your own emotional repression. If there's no boundaries, too much support, or too little mentoring, then that's codependency, and it's likely that your healer or helper is trying to make money off of you without putting themselves out of a job. We see this a lot in both the therapeutic and spiritual paradigms. Endless sessions, suffering maintenance, and everybody's in repression together. 3, nervous system regulation. This is a big one. If someone's showing you how to regulate your nervous system without showing you how to resolve the driver of your dysregulation, which of course is buried repressed emotions, then 1, they're in emotional repression, and 2, you've now got a drug buddy. Because nervous system regulation techniques without emotional repression work do the same thing for you as THC, alcohol, or heroin, which is to give you brief respites from your emotionally repressed state. 4, idealism. Healers who offer ideals and concepts instead of tools to resolve the root of suffering. Some of these include healing, awakening, resting as awareness, sovereignty, authenticity, empowerment, masculine or feminine embodiment, sexual liberation, too much talk about God, the divine, or the sacred. If people are talking about that stuff while hiding the ball and not talking about resolving emotional repression, careful. We sometimes call using ideals, virtues, or beliefs as a way to avoid emotional repression work putting the cart before the horse. 5, drugs. When it comes to emotionally repressed healers, you'll find them either promoting abstinence or quitting things, or using substances, drugs, or plant medicines in lieu of the necessary emotional repression work. Remember, along with, it's fine. Instead of, it's dangerous. 6, posturing. Emotionally repressed healers who are anger repressors will come across and present as overly kind and caring. Peace, love, understanding, equality, inclusion, this is the language and the vibe of the anger repressed. So if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Emotionally repressed healers who are hurt repressors will take a different tack. They'll present as honest, direct, and no nonsense. Telling it like it is the mantra of the hurt and vulnerability repressed. So if it seems too tough love to be true, trust yourself, it probably is. 7, qualifications. 2 types to watch out for here when it comes to hiding the ball. 1 is people who offer up credentials and qualifications. The second type is people who offer up none. Qualified or unqualified is irrelevant if they're not talking to you about your emotional repression. I've seen people get stuck for years with both credentialed and non-credentialed emotionally repressed healers. 8, communal codependency. If your healer is more interested in community than they are in resolving emotional repression, then do yourself a favor and run for the hills. Getting disentangled from communal codependency can be a real challenge for people in emotional repression. 9, hyperindependence. If your healer is more interested in self-sufficiency or sovereignty or independence than they are in resolving emotional repression, then you've just become a member of a cult of one. just like them. And 10, bypassing, promoting meditation, mindfulness, breath work, inner child work, inquiry, religion, or spirituality while hiding the ball, frankly, is just a waste of everybody's time and energy. People use all of these things in order to stay safely emotionally repressed and suffering. So keep your eyes open for these red flags. And of course, if you'd like to do some emotional repression work, tap the link in the caption or bio.